So I just watched Superman, and it was pretty good. Not the best one, but definitely not the worst. That's for sure. But for some reason, people seem to be going crazy over this movie. I'm like, really? This movie, Last of Us 2, when that game came out. I mean, the show everybody hates, but when the game came out, I think you may remember how everyone was like going crazy at his throats for like movies like Last Jedi. Those I understood. This, no, I don't understand why people went crazy or going. The discourse is so heated between people. I have no idea. It's like one thing that I can say with this movie that you can't say. One thing you can't argue with that this is an accurate Superman movie. I mean, if you read the comic books, this is what it is. People say this isn't what Superman's like. BS. This is a Superman movie through and through. This is like the closest thing to a comic book, like movie's been to a comic book I think I've seen. That's not always a good thing, because comic books and movies are two different mediums. So and again, it creates some problems. But what is this movie about? Well, the movie's about Superman fighting Lex Luthor, and I can't go. There's a bunch of other stuff that happens in between. But here's the thing about this movie: a lot happens, maybe too much. It isn't quite to the point where like Has-Been Hotel, where everything happens and there's absolutely no development or depth. But I've seen much better paced movies than this. They do try to do too much. And again, what the amount they try to accomplish, they do it well, but some things could have been done better. But how are the characters? First of all, how's the guy? I forgot the guy who plays Superman's name. My bad. I forgot his name. He is though maybe the best Superman since Christopher Plummer. Henry Cavill wasn't bad as Superman, but the writing wasn't done so well for him. But he really gets that whole hopeful, optimistic thing about Superman. Another thing that's the whole point of Superman to me. Like, he's this guy who's always like looks on the bright side of positivity. He's a symbol of like good. There's a difference between people say like Superman should be dark than this. That's dumb. Because like Man of Steel, I don't like that. I mean, I'm open to a more dark Superman, but Man of Steel may have killed that for me, because that movie. That's not a good Superman story. I get it's from him going as like unspeakable evil, but it feels like it's just too like Superman doesn't feel like this hopeful guy. It's not an issue with that. It was like the bad guys are so bleak and evil. So that Superman wasn't so helpful. Like, you just literally would go in threats. You go into cities and just destroy stuff all over the place. But you go like, no, you don't see him actually kill a person. He literally throws Zod through buildings. In this movie, not so much. He's always trying to prevent damage from happening. Like, there's literally one. I think the best example is like the scene with the kaiju where he's fighting this giant kaiju. Again, a lot of stuff happens in this movie, and like he like knocks it over, like punches him in the face, but then he goes behind the kaiju when he's about to like fall down to a building, and catches him to create so that the building will destroy. Again, he doesn't always succeed, but he does usually save as many people as possible. And again, unlike the 2013 Superman. And he's saying, well, it makes better action. The action here is great. This is some really good action. And doesn't have to have Superman demolishing buildings or stuff like that. So again, proven wrong. This is superior to Man of Steel every single way pretty much possible. Okay, Superman's the main character, and he's done pretty well, but also there's another side of Superman, Clark Kent. And they don't really focus on Clark Kent that much in this movie. There's only like 2-3 scenes where he's just Clark Kent. Most of the movie, he's Superman. And we have a very little understanding of what he's like as Clark Kent. The only character, Jimmy Olsen, who's supposed to be his friend, I think they interact once. And then there's Lois Lane. And this is a really good version of Lois Lane too. I really like the actress who played her. Again, charming, likable. And I really do like the scenes where she has with Superman. I wish actually there could have been more of those, because it's a little bit rushed, but again, I'm more forgiving since the movie decides to jump in time, which is another thing about this movie. It just doesn't show you the Superman origin story, because we've seen it 100 times. I'm kind of glad that superhero movies are no longer showing us the origin stories of characters like Batman or this, because we know their story. We know the whole planet blows up. His parents sent him here. We understand that. That is done good. So it gets out of the way, and because we already know this stuff because we've seen pretty much like again many other superhero movies. So that. Also, then there's the villain played by Lex Luthor. I really think this may be the best Lex Luthor since Gene Hackman. It's definitely better than Jesse Eisenberg. Oh, don't want to think about Jesse Eisenberg. Nicholas Hoult does a great job making him menacing, intimidating. They do turn him a bit into a joke at the end, but it's fine. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. It doesn't break the character. And again, it's not afraid to show him that he's just evil. Like a lot of superhero movies, like oh he's so bad, but they do stuff that's not really too often. No, this guy just flat out shoots some innocent guy in the head just because he had a friendly conversation with Superman. He is freaking a-hole. I hate this guy. He does a great job making you hate him, and that's what this movie does accomplish. But he's really, really hateable. You're rooting for Superman to take him down throughout the whole movie. And when he finally gets taken, when everything he worked for crumbles, it is very satisfying. Okay, yeah, but then there's also the Justice Gang, and which features Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, and Mr. Terrific. And honestly, this is probably a good version of Green Lantern, way better than the Ryan Reynolds movie. I keep reminding myself of all the horrible stuff that happened in DC. God, okay, yeah, this Nathan Fillion does a great job. I think this type of character, like acting for like Green Lantern, the more like comedic side is better for him because he's kind of a jokester, not the same level as Spider-Man, but he's one of those characters who I don't think should be taken characters I don't take 100% seriously. Come on, his power is kind of ridiculous. But Hawkgirl, I don't really care about. She's pretty forgettable, but she has one really good scene where she's like, where she killed. At first, people may be a little split about this because she kills like Barry Carson, but again, she's not Superman. And that guy was a violent dictator. So if there's anybody you're gonna kill in the world, maybe corrupt dictators. But yeah, awesome. But really, the one that I liked the most was Mr. Terrific, and I don't think I've heard of him. I'm a guy who reads Superman comic books stuff like that. I mean, mostly through DC Infinite Universe, and I don't think I've heard of him until now. But he left a great first impression. Like I also has one maybe really great fight scene. Again, it's played great by the actor and has really good chemistry with everybody. I think this, but again, the one issue that holds me back is that so much happens. Like we're doing this, did this, and like again, even the characters are likable. They're not really that fleshed out. They're done fine. They're done good, but I wish we could have seen more in them. But you know what? It's fine. James Gunn is like style is kind of showing a bit. There's like too many like the jokes are a bit annoying and distracting. Like this one scene that gets pretty annoyingly undercut by a joke, and it kind of pisses me off. Like it's against the Lex Luthor one. Like that was probably maybe the worst scene in the movie. But that aside, his style isn't as annoying. But I'm kind of getting a little tired of him. Like each James Gunn movie is good so far from superhero movies I've seen. I haven't seen Super yet, but like his Marvel and DC ones have so far been good. So far, he's testing my patience a little bit with his style and humor. He is starting to test it. So far, I'm willing to put up with it, but I'm starting to think he maybe should scale back a little bit. But again, did a great job, and I am excited to see the new direction he takes the DC EU because this needs a new direction. So my overall score for this movie is going to be I'm gonna go with an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 is the best I can give it. Enjoy.